This man gives birth to the most unexpected thing, and it is. Here we have a story of a man who spent his whole life being taunted, mocked, and made fun of, all because he had a belly that protruded outwards greatly. People can be very unkind and cruel, which they always were to Sanju Bhagat, a man who was by all means looking as though he was pregnant. For years, this man refused to seek medical attention, although he was in great discomfort. When he finally went to the hospital for examination, what the doctors found inside of him completely surprised the medical staff. What these doctors found inside of the 36-year-old Sanju Bhagat will absolutely shock you. Sanju Bhagat is a 36-year-old man, someone who was just recently brought to the hospital with a massively protruding stomach accompanied by severe stomach pain and discomfort. Exactly what the doctors found will absolutely shock you. But the story of Sanju and his stomach begins much earlier than his trip to the hospital. It all starts off with Sanju as a young boy when he was born. When Sanju was first born in a small local hospital, he already had a massive stomach, much larger than any other baby that the doctors in the area had ever seen. Sanju's mother, although she of course loved her baby dearly, was also very concerned and shocked about the way he looked. "Doctor, what's wrong with my baby? Why does he look like this? His belly is huge." Let's take a look. Sometimes newborns can have variations in their appearance, but it's important to ensure there's nothing medically concerning. "I've never seen a baby like this before. It's not normal. I don't even know if I can handle this." I understand your concern. It's quite rare, but some babies are born with larger abdomens. However, Sanju doesn't seem to be in any discomfort and his vitals are stable. "Why does he have such a large stomach? Is there something wrong with him?" At this moment, I can't pinpoint a specific reason. His large abdomen could be due to a variety of factors, some of which might not be medical issues at all. We'll need to monitor him and possibly run some tests to understand more. "I just didn't expect this. I'm not sure I can do this. It's overwhelming." It's okay to feel overwhelmed, the doctor said, but remember, Sanju needs your love and care. Physical appearances can be startling, but they don't define the worth of the health of the child. "I know, it's just a shock. I never imagined something like this." Let's schedule a follow-up appointment soon. In the meantime, take Sanju home, care for him, and try to bond. He's a beautiful baby and he needs his mother. "Yeah, I'll take him home. It's just gonna take some time to adjust all this." When the mother brought Sanju home, the rest of the family were not very pleased. There was even debate of giving Sanju up for adoption or just getting rid of him altogether. His father said, "Look at him. He doesn't look normal. How can we keep a child like this in our home? He's monstrous." "He's our baby. How can you say such cruel things about your own son?" "He's a blessing, not a curse," his grandmother said. "We can't abandon him just because he looks different." "A blessing? Look at him. He's nothing like what a child should look like. What'll people say? How'll he ever have a normal life?" "I don't care what people say. He's our child and he needs us. How can you even think of giving him away?" Think practically. He's going to be a burden, a constant reminder of something gone wrong. Adoption might be the best solution for everyone. "How can you be so heartless? He's your flesh and blood. God has given him to us for a reason." Don't bring God into this. This is about reality, about the future. Do you realize the challenges, the stares, the talks? "I'll face 1,000 challenges but won't give up on my child. Sanju is more than his appearance. He's my baby, our baby." You're being emotional and irrational. Think about us, our reputation, our lives. "I'm appalled by your cruelty," his grandmother said. "He's an innocent child, not a reputation problem. We should be his protection, not his threat. Sanju stays with us no matter what. I won't let anyone, not even you, take him away from me." This is madness. You're both choosing a deformed child over a normal life. "A normal life doesn't mean abandoning your child," the grandmother said. "We stand by Sanju no matter what." "Yes, we stand by him. He's our son and he deserves our love, not rejection," the mother said. With that conversation ended, the family agreed to keep and raise Sanju just like they would with any other of their children. However, Sanju did not have an easy life and his childhood was full of sadness and loneliness. As a young child, Sanju was always bullied by those around him for being so seemingly overweight, and with many of his so-called friends often bullying him, mocking him, calling him mean names, and even accusing him of being pregnant. One conversation Sanju remembers best took place when he was no older than 10 years old, with someone who at the time he thought was a friend, Pravit. "Hey Sanju, I see your belly's gotten even bigger. What's up with that?" "It's just how I am, Pravit." "Just how you are? Or are you hiding something in there? Maybe you're pregnant. That would be the only logical explanation." "Stop it, Pravit. It's not funny." "Not funny? It's hilarious. Imagine Sanju pregnant. What would you name your baby? Sanju Jr.? Please just leave me alone." "But it's so obvious, Sanju. Everyone can see how big you are. Maybe you should start wearing dresses. They might suit your figure better." "I said stop." "Or what? You'll sit on me with that giant belly of yours? Bet you can squash anything with that weight." I don't eat, Pravit. I don't know why I'm like this. Sure you don't. Maybe you eat all the snacks when no one's looking. Is that your secret to such a massive belly? No, why are you so mean to me? Oh, are you gonna cry now? Come on, Sanju, it's just a joke. But seriously, you should really do something about your size. It's not normal. It's not my fault. I wish you would stop. Okay, I'll stop. But you should still see a doctor about that. Pregnant boys aren't very common, you know. Throughout his childhood, whenever Sanju would walk through his village, he could see the looks of disgust on people's faces, and he could hear the whispers too. Look at the monster. What a poor family. They have to raise such a disgusting boy. Sanju grew accustomed to hearing these words, but they hurt nonetheless. As he grew older, Sanju learned to ignore the unkind words of those around him. He was even able to make a very close friend that he'd see on a near daily basis. His friend Pram was always there for him to comfort him and talk him through the difficult times. Although he didn't know why, Pram never judged him based on his appearance. Everywhere I go, the stares, the whispers, it never ends. Sanju, I know it's tough, but you're much more than the people say. You're kind, a brilliant person, Pram said. Kind and brilliant don't stop the laughs, the pointing. When I walk down the street, kids mock me, adults sneer. I hate my stomach, Pram, I hate it. I wish they could see the Sanju I know, the one who's always there for his friends, the one who's overcome so much. What's the use, Pram? This belly's like a curse. I've tried everything to change, but nothing works. Sanju, don't lose hope. People's words can hurt, but they don't define you. You're stronger than their words, stronger than you realize. It's easy to say, but living with this every day, it wears me down. I just want to be normal, not stared at. I understand, but remember, normal's just a perspective. Your challenges, they've shaped a resilient and compassionate man. Compassionate? I feel broken, Pram. Broken and tired of being the center of jokes. It's okay to feel broken sometimes, but remember, you have people who love you, who see beyond the physical. I'm here for you always. I appreciate you, Pram, I really do. It's just so hard feeling like you're a walking joke. Stay strong, Sanju. You're not a joke. You're a person with a big heart. Those who mock, they don't know the real you, and that's their loss. At this point, Sanju's now 36. This is where the story gets interesting because he woke up one morning in such excruciating pain that he could barely move, screaming in pain, calling for help over and over again, hoping that someone would come give him aid. However, although some people passed by the door in the hostel he was living in, they didn't seem to care. So Sanju had to summon all his courage and strength and drag himself to the local hospital. The trip to the hospital didn't go well. Sanju tripped and fell into a local vendor selling fruit who wasn't happy or understanding. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. The vendor screamed at him. Hey, look what you done! You ruined everything! I'm sorry, I tripped. I'm not feeling well. I don't have any money. No money? You think you can just wreck my stand and walk away? You need to pay for this. I can't. I need to go to the hospital. I'm in so much pain. Please understand. Hospital? You're gonna go to the hospital after you pay for this mess. This is how I live. I truly don't have any money with me. I'm in pain. Something's wrong with me. Wrong with you? I'll show you what's wrong. The vendor grabbed him roughly. Stop, please let me go, I need help. You're not going anywhere until you fix this, the vendor screamed. Please let me go, I need a doctor. The vendor pushed Sanju to the ground, causing even more pain. He managed to get up and run to the hospital, limping in pain. Don't you dare come back, the vendor screamed. Sanju finally made it to the hospital where he collapsed right in front of the door. He was in extreme pain. Some of the nurses saw him and proceeded to rush him inside, quickly calling for a doctor and medical attention. The nurses tried asking Sanju what was wrong with him, but by this time he was in so much pain that he could only point to his stomach and say 1 or 2 words at a time, just before passing out and becoming unconscious. So the doctors prepared him for surgery and began operating to discover that the issue was and hopefully remedy the situation. Scalpel, please, and let's see what's causing the issue. Here you go, doctor. Specialist suspected an internal tumor, right? Yeah, but this is unbelievable, nurse. Is that a fetus? Yeah, it's a fetus in fetu. I've read about it, but I've never seen it in person. It's extremely rare, the surgeon said. It's developed limbs, nails, and even hair. This is extraordinary. It must have been Sanju's twin, absorbed during early pregnancy. It's developed significantly. And Sanju carried it all this time without knowing? How's that even possible? It's a medical marvel. The fetus, though not viable, adapted like a parasite. Sanju's body sustained both itself and this hidden twin. It's a wonder he survived this long with something so complex inside him. Yeah, absolutely. This puts immense pressure on the organs. The body's resilience is astounding. It must have caused so much pain and suffering. People thought it was just his appearance. Yeah, the psychological impact alone. The discovery changes everything about this case. We need to carefully remove it and ensure Sanju's safety. As it turns out, for 36 years, Sanju Bhagat carried the mutant body of his twin brother who had fully developed limbs, hair, and long fingernails. It is an incredibly unusual condition that happens when a fetus becomes imprisoned within its twin. The imprisoned fetus may persist as a parasite even after birth by creating an umbilical cord-like structure that draws blood from its sibling until it gets big enough to threaten the host, at which time physicians routinely assist. Because of the pressure of sharing the placenta, most twins die before delivery. Sanju groggily woke up, asking the doctor if the surgery was over. "Yes, you're out of surgery, you're doing well, but we made a very unusual discovery during the operation. You were suffering from a very rare condition called fetus and fetu. We found what was essentially a fetal twin inside your abdomen. This was causing your protruding belly." "A twin? I don't understand." "It's a rare phenomenon. It occurs when a twin embryo gets absorbed by the other during early pregnancy. In your case, it continued to exist inside you, which is extremely rare. This is what caused your unique physical appearance." "So all this time I wasn't just fat or something wrong with me, there was another person inside me?" "In a way, yes. It's miraculous, actually. Most individuals with this condition don't survive past infancy. You're very lucky to be alive, Sanju." "I had no idea. This is a lot to take in." "Yes, it's a lot to process, but you should know removing it has resolved the issue. You'll notice a significant change in your physical appearance as you recover." "I can't thank you enough, doctor. You've just saved my life. You've changed it completely. I've been mocked and ridiculed all my life because of how I looked," Sanju said. "I'm glad we could help, Sanju. It's important now to focus on your recovery and the new life ahead of you. This is a fresh start." "A fresh start? I never thought I'd have one. Thank you, doctor, from the bottom of my heart. You've given me a chance to live a new life." Sanju then returned back home, and most were happy for him. However, there were still those that mocked him, mainly his old friend Praveet, who used to bully him as a child. "Praveet, you won't believe what the doctors found during my surgery. I had a condition called fetus and fetu. It's why my stomach was so big." "Fetus and what? Come on, Sanju, that sounds made up. You sure you just weren't pregnant and got it taken care of secretly?" Sanju got angered and said, "Praveet, it's a real medical condition. There was a twin growing inside me. This isn't a joke." "A twin, huh? Sounds like a fancy way to cover up a secret pregnancy to me. I mean, it's more believable than some twin story." "You're not listening. This was a serious, life-threatening medical issue," Sanju said. "It's not about being pregnant. How can you even say that?" "Hey, I'm just saying what it looks like," Praveet replied. "You had a big belly and now you don't. Seems pretty clear to me." "I can't believe this. After everything I've been through, you still make fun of me? You still don't believe me?" "Believe what? That story? It's hard to swallow, Sanju. You have to admit it's pretty out there." "It's not a story, it's my life. And I'm tired of your mockery and disbelief. I thought you were my friend, but a real friend wouldn't say such hurtful things." "Come on, Sanju, don't be like that. I'm just messing with you." "No, Praveet," Sanju said. "Enough is enough. I can't be friends with someone who refuses to understand or respect what I've been through. This is where our friendship ends." With that, Sanju had lost a friend but also gained a new lease on life. Sanju was now much happier and healthier than ever before. He was no longer in constant pain. He liked the way he looked in the mirror, and people didn't constantly make fun of him anymore. If you like this story of medical mystery and real heartfelt emotion, please subscribe to our channel for many more interesting stories.